Hello everyone, welcome back to the main topic. My name is Vianney Verdon Maldonado and I am your host. Today we will be talking about the jazz and concert band and the percussion ensemble. And I have Kaylee Windsor and Ben Moore to talk about it. So I like to start off by asking a little bio. So who wants to go first?
I guess I will. So I'm a sophomore here at Wallace, and I'm from South Alabama, from a small town called Flomaton. I'm in the jazz and concert band, and right now I'm doing general studies, but whenever I transfer, I'll be doing music ed, either JSC or UNA. I'm not sure yet. Just, I guess I need to look at the scholarships and stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm Kaylee Windsor. I'm actually a fast track student here, and I'm in the Fine and Performing Arts Academy at Wallace State, and I'm a sophomore. And I am the lead saxophone in the jazz band, and I help out in the concert band as well on whatever saxophone I'm needed on. And I am transferring to the University of Alabama to study music therapy.
Nice. Ben, what instrument do you play?
I play French horn in the concert band and trumpet in the jazz band.
Nice.
Principal French horn concert band.
So could you tell me a little bit of how you decided to come to Wallace State?
So in my college search, originally I wanted to do physical therapy. So I want to go as like a PTA. And this was like really the only community college that I could get like a band scholarship and live on campus and do the PTA program. But obviously that like changed. Like halfway through my first semester, I took anatomy. I was like, I don't want to do this. So I was like, I think I want to go into music because that's what I'm most passionate about. And so that's kind of how I got here. And I'm very happy I got here because this is like a good step up to go to university, this music program.
Mm-hmm.
I decided to come to Wallace State because Coleman County offers a special program called Fast Track, and I'd always considered it because I've always been ahead academically in my classes throughout high school. However, the Fine Arts Academy is fairly new, and once I figured out that music education would be an option, I knew it's what I had to do.
Nice. What was the ultimate reason that made you join these bands?
So after you do like a scholarship audition, like in the application you put like what instruments you can play.
Mm-hmm.
And I put trumpet and French horn, and even though I didn't play trumpet that well, but I still got Mr. Burks. He's the head director of the jazz band, and he's the dean of music. He sends out invitations for if you play like a certain instrument, he invites you to join the jazz band. Then we do like a little jazz camp, about 2 weeks before school starts. And when I started that, it was a little rough for me, but and then you have to audition at the end of it. And I made it, and I was like, well, now I guess I'm doing it. And I have a lot of fun doing it, so I'm glad I got in it. And concert band, I believe if you're on scholarship, you have to do it, or if you have to do like 2 ensembles, I believe. So concert band's 1 ensemble you can do, and I like concert band as well because I'm on my main instrument, French horn. So.
Well, whenever I signed up for Fast Track, I was actually only 15. And so me and my band director had a special meeting with Mr. Burks the May before the summer semester. And Mr. Burks had heard me play saxophone before at various county events, and he invited me to come and try out for the jazz band. And I actually ended up making first chair as an 11th grader. So that really gave me all the boost of confidence that I needed to make it through the rest of the year.
So do you want to elaborate on the way you have to try out to get into jazz band? The process?
Yeah. So after you get invited, I believe it's Monday through Thursday. Am I right? Mm-hmm. You do Monday through Thursday, and we go through various pieces. And also, this is a chance for Mr. Burks to see like how you're doing and if you're willing to work and adjust. And then around, I think it's either Wednesday or Thursday, I believe he gives you like this tryout piece, and you have to do your 3 chromatically adjacent scales, and then that tryout piece that you get that you can practice for like 2 or 3 days, and then the sight reading, and that's he goes based off the audition and then how you did during the camp and how you adjust.
He also tends to move people around during camp, like putting people on different instruments and within the section, having people play different parts.
We have a clarinet player, Malia. She plays clarinet for us, but then she also can play piano. So she got put on piano for jazz band too.
Right.
So tell me a little bit about the process that you had to go through to get into jazz band.
So we have like the jazz camp, like the Monday through Thursday. And so during like, I believe it's Wednesday or Thursday, he gives us a trial piece for each instrument. And on that Friday, that's when you try out and you have to do the tryout piece. He has a sight reading, which is like the music that you had never seen before.
Mm-hmm.
And then the 3 chromatically adjacent scales, you have to play for them. And so how you get in, he goes by that and like how you did during the camp, and he'll adjust you like which part you're on.
Also, throughout the camp, we tend to swap around on instruments and parts. Like I started playing on second tenor sax, and then after I auditioned, he moved me to first alto. And this year during jazz camp, we had a couple trumpet players who ended up having to move to trombone because we had too many trumpet players.
Yeah, we had like 7 trumpet players. We only need 4. So he was like, "Who wants to try out trombone?" And 2 of them volunteered. So now we have 1 like actual slide trombone player and 2 valve trombone players, and it's pretty cool. And then we also have a clarinet player. She played clarinet in jazz camp, but then later on, Mr. Burks found she could play piano, so she does piano and clarinet. So there's a lot of swapping around you can do, and like if he sees you like best fit for certain parts.
Right.
I think that is really the most important part of jazz, is being able to improvise and work with what you have.
So you mentioned how like the trumpet players switched to trombones. Like,
Yeah.
did they have prior experience, or how did they like get help transitioning?
Yeah, so one of them actually had prior experience. I believe they started on flute and then played baritone during high school, and then
such a jump.
yeah, and then she tried trumpet, and I don't think they really like played trumpet. That wasn't their primary instrument, but then they found out like about the valve bone, so then they started playing valve bone. But the other one was a trumpet player, and they decided to try out the valve bone too, and they actually sound really good now. And we have a really nice trombone section this year. So
Nice. So what's the process to get into concert band?
There is a scholarship. Well, there's 2 scholarship audition dates in the spring, and those have already passed. However, if you contact Mr. Burks's email or Dr. Robinson's email, they could definitely get you enrolled for the fall semester or any time throughout the year. We're always looking for more concert band students.
I know there's a couple in concert band that they kind of tried out like just with Mr. Burks, and he allowed them to come. And the concert band's more of like a registered class. It's more if you have a scholarship, then that's kind of the ensemble you have to be in. So it's a wind ensemble. So it's just about it. It's every instrument.
I do have to add that you can join concert band even if you don't have a scholarship. I was in concert band last year, and I didn't have a scholarship.
Yes.
So what are the emails for Mr. Burks and Dr. Robinson?
Mr. Burks's email is ricky.burks@wallacestate.edu.
And then Dr. Robinson's is justin.robinson@wallacestate.edu.
Nice. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the percussion ensemble.
Ooh,
Ben.
I love that. I love percussion ensemble.
Okay, so Ben, tell me how it started. Like how this just became.
So our what was originally our piano instructor, she did private lessons for piano, and then she got hired on as the percussion director. And so she wanted to kind of add a new ensemble, and it's just percussion, and it's different keyboards, different drums. And really, we have 1 percussionist in concert band this year.
There's 2.
There's 2?
Evan and Cameron.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And so we have 2 percussionists, and she was like, whoever wants to join can join. So there was about 12 of us.
Yeah, 12 or 11 last semester.
From concert band. Not one of us played percussion, but she kind of did at the beginning of the semester, she kind of like did the fundamentals of each instrument. And we're getting there. We're getting pretty good.
Yeah,
So,
I really liked it too.
yeah, it's a lot of fun.
It's fun.
You get to play different instruments you may not get to, and like percussion is not my instrument, so it's fun to see me like try to learn different instruments, and it also expands like your knowledge of music too.
Rhythm, like the fundamentals of music. Rhythm, I struggle with rhythm.
Just seeing like some of the stuff that snare players have to play on, and she put me on snare one time. I was like, oh, I don't know about this.
But yeah, we had our first performance last Christmas.
Yes, that went good.
It was amazing. I'm not in the percussion ensemble, but just being able to hear it was so unique compared to most other ensembles, and especially with a college as small as Wallace, our students really have to improvise and play multiple instruments, and I think it really broadens our musical abilities.
Yeah, the audience loved it. That was something new that we added, and some of them were like, we thought that was like the real Siberian Orchestra playing Carol of the Bells. But yeah, it was a lot of fun to learn this.
I loved it.
And then we also did like a performance for the faculty.
Oh yeah, we played for the President's Breakfast. Yes. That was amazing.
That was fun. That was fun.
So how do students join percussion? That's also just an ensemble you can just register for, right?
So the percussion ensemble is it's a 1 credit hour class, and we meet once a week. So you just register, and you can talk to Miss Stone about registering for it, and she'll love to have like really anybody with musical experience. Maybe like some people with no musical experience, but anyone really.
The cowbell.
Okay, her email is jenny.stone@wallacestate.edu if you're interested. Okay. So how many times do y'all meet for rehearsals, like in jazz band, concert band, and percussion? You mentioned percussion meets once a week.
Yeah, on Wednesday.
It's for 2 hours. We love that.
It's a pretty long class, but it's fun. It
is fun. It's really relaxing.
Yes.
But I do get tired by like the end of the last 30 minutes. I'm just,
it gets a lot. Wrist.
Yeah, you're like, oh. Anyways, how many times is like jazz meet, like rehearsals, the commitment?
Yeah. So jazz band, we meet Monday through Thursday at 9:30 each morning. Then we also have like sectionals. So. I don't know how many times does the sectionals meet?
It really varies. If we have a big event coming up, we may schedule some more sectionals. We pretty much just get together and check all of our schedules and see what day would work best, and we meet for however long we need to be prepared for that upcoming performance.
Yeah, the trumpets have sectionals, I think twice a week for an hour and a half, and this is like sectionals is also a time that you can get to bond with your friends in the section, and learn how to like balance really well together. And if you know people like who you're playing with, then that also helps you to play nice too.
Oh yeah, that's very important. I think the jazz band has a very tight-knit relationship. Like we truly are like a family, and I think that's why we've been so successful this year, is because we're all so close.
Yeah, like we go out to eat for lunch every day, and like we have, and we like bicker at each other, but it's all playful, and it's a lot of fun.
So how many times does concert band meet?
We meet twice a week for an hour. I think next semester is going to change for 3 times a week, but right now it's 2 times a week, and then you have sectionals for like each section, and our sectional is. The French horn sectionals are twice a week, but I think next semester they're going to be Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Monday is going to be like an actual sectional time, so everybody meets for sectionals, and then the Tuesday and Thursday will be like the full band rehearsal.
So how often do y'all perform?
So it kind of just varies, I think. Like,
I know jazz band performs a lot.
Yeah, we do.
The jazz band actually has the opportunity to play for some gigs, which makes money for our group to be able to travel more. And we go on small trips. Like this spring, we are having the opportunity to go to Branson, Missouri, and we're going to play at some performances there, and that'll be really nice. And we also play for some events throughout the community, like Oktoberfest, and we play the little pink dress event, which raises money for breast cancer. And jazz band really has the opportunity to travel and play at all kinds of different places.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was I know you asked how many times we perform, and it kind of just varies on like who contacts Mr. Burst.
Yeah.
Like, we want the
Yeah.
Wallace Jazz Band there, but I know like this past October that was
Yes.
probably, I think we had 3 or 4 gigs, and we didn't have one in January.
Oh, around
but-
December, there's usually,
yeah.
there's so many. And then we also have like some smaller groups like brass ensemble and saxophone ensemble. And there would be times around Christmas where we would have a big performance with the jazz band, a performance with the concert band, 2 small gigs with the saxophone ensemble. I mean, it can get really, really busy.
Yeah. So if you want to be in jazz band,
Yeah,
Very
prepare-
good.
Yeah, be prepared
Be
for
prepared,
it's
but
a
it's-
full-time commitment.
And like you can kind of get like, oh my gosh, another performance, but
Mhm.
at the end of the performance, it's really like
It's
a
all
lot of
worth
fun.
it.
And we have, like, I know our last performance last semester, we did this Christmas gig at this, where was it at? It was like outside of Jasper.
It was at the Arley Women's Club meeting.
Yeah, it was like out in the middle of nowhere, but we had a lot of fun, and it wasn't really a big crowd, but like performances are fun, especially
Mhm.
when you get used to playing all the music. And jazz band, you just kind of can have fun with the music, and
yeah.
it sounds good whenever we're all having fun. And that's also what helps out with like the stress with all the performances, like just having fun. It's a lot of fun.
Balances it out.
Yes,
Right.
Yeah.
most definitely.
So how often does concert band perform? I know they like perform like, I don't know, twice a semester?
Yeah, it's about 2 or 3 times a semester. Just we're more of concert band's more of like a, I guess more of like a formal at the school
Mhm.
concerts. So last semester we did Veterans and Christmas, and then I think this year we're doing just the spring and the graduation. And there might be like a couple more. Like we did the Coleman or the Blount County Honor Band. We performed
Oh,
for
yeah.
them. So there might be like a little bit more gigs for the concert band, but
Mm-hmm. What about percussion ensemble?
percussion ensemble, I think we perform for each concert that all the ensembles are performing at.
Mm-hmm. Since it's really new, it's kind of hard
Yeah.
to tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's new, so we don't have that many performances, but
Yeah.
it's definitely going to get there. It's
Mhm.
Miss Stone is doing good with the percussion ensemble.
She is. So I would like to know how y'all picked your instruments, your primary instrument.
Mm. You want to start, Kaylee?
So I actually have a really funny story about that. So typically in 6th grade, beginner band at most schools, you have to try out on every instrument.
Mhm.
And you kind of get scored, and it's just so your beginner band teacher can see what instrument that they think you would be best on. Saxophone was my lowest score, and I was told that I would be terrible at it and that I needed to pick something else. So what did I pick? I picked saxophone.
Oh.
And and I didn't even get my instrument until a couple months after all the other students, and my teacher was really concerned that I was going to be far behind.
Mhm.
And as soon as I got it, I was so passionate about it, and really so passionate about proving her wrong, that I ended up being the top chair from then on.
Nice.
So I started in 5th grade. I went to a really small school. There was about 19 in my class, in my grade. But the band director from the high school that like my middle school fed into, he came and showed us like different instruments, and
Mhm.
they had a meeting for like if you wanted to be in band, but not a lot of the kids from my school went to it because it wasn't really advertised as much as at the high school.
Right.
But he came by and showed the class like each instrument and how they sound and stuff, and you could sign up if you wanted to join. So I was like, I've always kind of wanted to do something different. I was playing sports at the time, but I wanted to do something a little different. So I signed up for band, and you got to pick your top 3 instruments. I believe my first one was saxophone. My second one was French horn, and then my third was trombone. And so the director came back, and he showed me how to play the saxophone mouthpiece, buzzing like, and so then I tried to play it, and it did not come out good. And I think he kind of saw that French horn was the next instrument on my list. So he's like, I'm gonna just get him to try out French horn because I needed a little bit more French horn players.
Yeah.
So then I tried out French horn, and he was like, "You'll be a good French horn player." So I started in 5th grade on French horn.
That's crazy.
And then
That's
we
so
started.
early.
Yeah, we started marching in 7th grade actually at my high school.
So did we.
So, and then how I started playing trumpet. So my senior year, our band kind of was getting a little bit smaller for COVID, and by a little bit smaller, we had 1 trumpet.
Oh.
Yeah. So I was like, let me try trumpet just to help out the 1 trumpet that we have, and I tried it out, and it was a lot different than French horn. But so my senior year, I played trumpet, and so trumpet's kind of my secondary instrument. I don't like it as much as French horn, but that's how I got to play trumpet too.
So I went to a really small high school in Blount County, and they didn't have a band program before 6 years ago. I don't know. They started it. So I had no idea anything about music. And I wanted to get out of computer class because I hate computers.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, I'll just go play some, I don't know. I didn't even know what I was going to do. But I got there and they were giving out instruments. And I looked at the flute. I was like, yes, I will. And I remember people were trying out and stuff. And I didn't want to play anything else but the flute. And I was so determined. And I played it. And I actually made a sound. And then my band director at the time was like, Mr. Sperling. He was like, oh, yeah, you're going to have to play that. So I did. And then we started marching the year after. Since we didn't have a program at all. So I marched in 9th grade. And so 9th, 10th. So only 4 years. I was in band, and I really, really liked it. Anyone who wants to continue their band journey here at Wallace, I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, and if you plan on doing music ed and you don't want to pay the university fees, definitely Wallace is a good place to go because we really do have a really good music program, and we're a smaller program, so you get to kind of get really close with your professors, and they'll help you out. If you're auditioning somewhere, they'll give you a good word, and Mr. Burks knows everybody, so he'll help you out.
And you get to know everyone in any ensemble. Yeah. So
and it's a good stepping stone if you want to do music ed at a university.
I'm so glad I decided to do my first 2 years at Wallace because it set me up really well to transfer to the University of Alabama. Their music program is really difficult to get into and it's super competitive. And had I not had so much experience here and working one-on-one with professors like Mr. Burks, I don't know that I would have made it into their program without it.
Yeah, we also do have private lessons universities. So our brass instructor is Dr. Robinson. He's the concert band director, and then Mr. Burks is the woodwind, and then Miss Stone does percussion and piano. Right. So definitely the private lessons help a lot of students to get better, and they're really good at working one-on-one with you. Then also I want to add about jazz band is jazz band, the literature is more challenging. It's probably the most challenging literature I've read, and just Mr. Burks gets you into how to swing certain stuff and different rhythms, and now it's really helped me out with sight reading and playing certain rhythms that I've never played before. And he's really good at getting you to get used to the style or just play more musically.
What's your favorite memory of being in an ensemble here at Wallace?
I would probably have to say last year, the entire fine arts department, meaning dancers, singers, jazz band, concert band, everyone was able to sign up to go on a trip to Europe. And we went to 3 different countries in 10 days, and it was crazy busy. And the choir performed at these amazing churches and basilicas. And it was just a surreal experience. I probably think about it every single day.
It's my Roman Empire.
Yes.
Yeah, that's and then another thing, I joined choir. The choir director, Miss Richter, she was like, "Hey Ben, you want to join choir?" And I was like, "No." And then she was like, "Hey, I'll see you at choir." I was like, "Okay, fine then, I'll go." And actually, choir was probably the most fun I had that spring semester with the shows and stuff. And you get to meet new people. And also, choir can help you with your musical abilities too. But so I got to perform in Europe, and I had to dance and made me dance and stuff. But I know the band got to sit and watch the performance, and then the choir, like we performed in these big cathedrals.
Oh yeah.
It was amazing.
It was so pretty.
Yes.
I cried.
It was beautiful.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I remember I looked at you and I was crying.
And just getting to watch the choir was so moving. Like those of us, there was only a few of us who weren't performing, and we were just crying every time. It was so moving.
We did a gospel show last year, and it was really good. And Miss Richter, she knows her stuff about singing. She'll get you right. She'll get the choir right. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I think that was probably my best memory.
Is there anything else y'all would like to add?
I think that covers a lot of it.
If you're interested in music education or any subject at Wallace, like please consider joining the music program. You'll have a lot of fun. Even if you're not a music major, it could help you out in your classes and making friends. And you could get a scholarship, and it could help cover a lot of your classes.
Well, thank you guys for
coming
here.
I have fun. It was fun talking.
Yeah, it was fun. And now the advice of the week.
Hello, I'm Dakota Nichols, and I'm the Director of Student Engagement and Residential Life here at Wallace State. One bit of advice that I have for students is to get involved on campus. Studies have shown that the more involved a student is on campus, the more likely they are to graduate or to continue on to a four-year institution. Those studies show that students who are involved on campus in groups and organizations are 11% more likely to graduate than students who just take their classes and go home, who aren't active on campus. Those studies also show that students who are involved in intramural sports are 12% more likely to graduate. So I encourage students to get involved in our various groups, clubs, and organizations on campus, or to sign up and play in any of our many intramural sports that we have. Those are great ways to meet new people, to stay active, and to help you stay on track to graduate or transfer to a four-year college or university. So that's my bit of advice. Get involved on campus, make some new friends, and have fun while you're here. And I'm here to help you. So if you ever need to find out more about what clubs or organizations we offer, or what sports we offer as intramural sports, or how to sign up for those, feel free to come and visit me. My office is over in the Wellness Center. I'm upstairs in Office 202, and I'd be glad to meet with you.
Thank you once more to our guests, Kaylee Windsor and Ben Moore. The Main Topic is hosted by me, Vianney Verdon-Maldonado. Script editing is done by Eleanor Slosser. Audio/video editing is done by Emily Del Valle Duarte. Outreach management and graphic design is done by Gracie Moody. And all of this is possible through our Wallace State marketing team. If you want more of The Main Topic, check out our Spotify and YouTube.